everybody. Welcome back to Kill Outdoors. It's September 19th. Early firearm season here in Hanover County. You can take doe only. Got the bow out here with me because I like a challenge. I'm not going to educate these deer more than I need to. I've stayed away from my big buck spots because I don't want to scare them off before the season trying to kill a doe, you know. But this spot, I haven't had any shooters in here this year. I actually moved all my cameras out a couple weeks ago. They might be in there now, I don't know. But I'm in here just trying to get a early season doe kill, get one to the processor before regular bow season start. I'll show y'all my view. This is comes off the top of this ridge down here. There's a swamp down here that runs like this. Got a couple white oaks in here. Actually they're dropping, especially these white oaks right over in here. I've heard some squirrels barking probably about 20 minutes ago. It could have been deer feeding over there, I'm not sure. I had a fawn, it's about 8:08 right now. I had a fawn come out of that swamp about 8 o'clock and come up through here by herself and then turn and went back that way. So this deer right here. This deer right here. These does literally walked right under my stand, and so I draw as slow as I can to try to get a shot on the biggest one. I'm about to be presented with the perfect broadside shot, but there's only one problem. There's a tiny little vine hanging in the way, and I thought I could squeeze my arrow by it. My arrow hits the vine, goes about 4 or 5 feet to the left. These doe are confused, they don't know what happened. And the big one to the left is starting to pick me out in the tree. But I keep as still as I can. She's trying her best to catch me moving, but I stay still. She slowly turns and walks off. Two minutes later, they're still standing there. She slowly comes around the right side of this tree and tries to get downwind of me, but that's a mistake. Once again, I draw my bow as slow as I can. I use this big tree to block my movement. Now you're not really going to be able to see the deer here, but I thread my arrow as close to this tree as possible. Let's take one more look at how close this arrow was to this tree. Well, folks, that's one big doe down. I went back and looked at the footage, unfortunately. It is a whole lot harder to film in on than what it looks sometimes. And this big tree was blocking. I mean, the doe was right on the edge of that big tree. I had to thread the needle with that arrow like right beside the tree. was close, but there was a little vine kind of blocking her vitals, and I thought I could squeeze that arrow in between the tree in front of me and that vine, and that arrow caught that tiny, size of your pinky, caught that vine and deflected the arrow. So I missed her on that first shot, but luckily they didn't know what happened. She turned around and was trying to pick me out of the tree, but I got all these trees in front of me to block the view, and she ended up coming right down on the other side of that big tree right there. And it took me a few minutes, took me about 4 or 5 minutes, but I was able to get another arrow and pull back and get a good shot. So y'all stay tuned. Like I said, I'm gonna give her about 15 minutes, and then y'all can hear these white oaks dropping. Give her about 15 minutes, and then we'll try to recover. So stay tuned. Okay, folks, it's been about 20 minutes. We're on the ground now. I looked where I first shot her. I didn't see any blood, so I walked about 10 yards and found my first blood. You can see it got good bubbles in it. Great blood. I mean, she is absolutely leaking. Absolutely leaking. Oh, there's my arrow right there. She broke it off. Looking at blood, didn't even see my arrow. Broke the arrow off. I shoot 27-inch arrows. You can see I got good penetration. Oh my God. These rages are no joke. I know this is gonna be a short blood trail. We'll put this arrow in my quiver and we're gonna ease on up here, see what we got. Gotta say, this is one of the most devastating blood trails I've ever followed. There she is right there, y'all. That crash I heard, that was her crashing. Let's get up here and take a look. Oh yeah. Nice big old doe. Easy 120 pound doe there. Man. Let's see where I hit her at. Wow. Talk about the rage, y'all. Straight to the chest. She didn't have a chance. I mean, not to be super graphic, but everybody always say, killer, what you shoot? What kind of broadheads you shoot? Rage, man. Granted, I've heard a lot of people say, well, rage ain't gonna go through the shoulder and this and that. Well, you're not trying to shoot a deer in the shoulder, if you want to be honest, not with archery. But I love the rage because even if you make a marginal shot a little far back or something like that, I mean, it just opens it up. Blood is gonna pour. I've had shots where I made a bad shot, but I caught liver. I mean, blew the liver clean out the deer. Not a bad deer. I'm gonna sit back till regular bow season come in now. This is gonna be a great one to take to the processor, and I thank the good Lord up above for allowing me to be able to do this. And this year, like I said, early firearm season, have a chance at a deer before regular bow season come in. So there's a little better look at her. Y'all get the size of her body. That's my Hoyt bow right there. Like I said, she was facing me about maybe 15 yards, probably a little closer. And as I showed y'all before, that rage is, she didn't have a chance from the time she left. Very quick death. She went maybe 30 yards. I don't even think that's 30 yards, maybe 25, something like that. That big crash is, I guess, what I heard when she hit this little trash pile right here. But nonetheless, huge nanny doe for the processor. So yep. Well, folks, that's a wrap. Got her dropped off at the processor right on time. It's 73 degrees now. It's about 10 o'clock. It's gonna get up to 85 today. They actually just started working on it now. Shout out to Woodsong Deer Processing right here in Ruth the Glen. Y'all check them out, man. Family deer processing place, great
great group of people. Y'all support them. They get running a special year round. It's 80 bucks, a whole deer grounded up into burger with the tenderloins cut out. You can't beat it. So shout out to them. And we ain't got long, y'all. Next time you see me, it will be regular bow season. And hopefully we get after some of these decent bucks I've been getting on camera, and hopefully we can put an arrow on one. So as always, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.